Have you ever heard of Lyudmila Pavlichenko? Her story sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but it's all true. This isn't just a tale of war, it's the story of a young woman who looked death in the eye and didn't just survive, but became a legend. They called her Lady Death, a name that sends a shiver down your spine. But behind that moniker was a university student, a historian, a mother, and one of the most formidable snipers in history. How did a bright young woman from a small town in Ukraine become a symbol of fierce resistance, earning the respect and fear of her enemies? Her journey is a powerful testament to courage under the most extreme pressure imaginable. Stick with me as we uncover the incredible life of the woman who danced with death and lived to tell the tale. Before the world knew her as a lethal sniper, Lyudmila was a history student at Kiev University. She was sharp, determined, and had a passion for the past. But she also had a hidden talent. As a teenager, she joined a shooting club just for fun and quickly discovered she was a natural. She could hit a target with uncanny precision. Little did she know this hobby would soon become her most crucial survival skill. When the war broke out in 1941, Lyudmila was among the first to volunteer. The recruiting officer initially laughed, suggesting she become a nurse. But Lyudmila wasn't having it. She presented her marksmanship certificates and insisted on joining the infantry. They reluctantly gave her an audition, a chance to prove herself. They pointed to two enemy soldiers far in the distance. Without hesitation, she took them down. The laughter stopped. They handed her a rifle, and just like that, her life as a student was over. She was now a soldier, heading to the front lines. The battlefield was a brutal, unforgiving world, a stark contrast to the quiet university libraries Lyudmila was used to. But she adapted with astonishing speed. Armed with her Mosin Nagant rifle, she spent hours, sometimes days, in complete stillness, camouflaged in the mud and foliage, waiting for the perfect moment. Sniping wasn't just about shooting. It was a deadly game of chess. It required immense patience, psychological fortitude, and an analytical mind. She had to predict enemy movements, understand the terrain, and remain invisible. One of her most famous duels was against an elite enemy sniper who had been sent specifically to eliminate her. For 3 agonizing days, they hunted each other. It was a battle of wits and nerves. The silence was deafening, each rustle of leaves a potential sign of death. Finally, Lyudmila spotted a faint glint of light from his scope. She fired, and the duel was over. This was the reality of her world, a constant, nerve-wracking dance with mortality. In less than a year, Lyudmila's official count rose to a staggering 309 confirmed kills, including 36 enemy snipers. Her reputation preceded her. The enemy started broadcasting messages over loudspeakers, trying to coax her into defecting, promising her comfort and rewards. They feared her, but they also respected her skill. She became a symbol of hope and defiance for her people and a terrifying phantom for her adversaries. But this relentless life on the front lines took its toll. She was wounded 4 times by mortar fire and shrapnel. After a particularly severe injury in 1942, the High Command decided she was too valuable to risk losing. Her fighting days were over, but her mission was far from complete. They had a new role for her, one that would take her far from the trenches and onto the world stage. In late 1942, Lyudmila was sent on a diplomatic tour to the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. She was the first Soviet citizen to be welcomed at the White House. At just 25 years old, this battle-hardened soldier found herself in a completely different world of press conferences and elegant dinners. Initially, the American press didn't know what to make of her. They asked her frivolous questions about her uniform, her lack of makeup, and whether she powdered her nose on the battlefield. Frustrated, Lyudmila grew tired of being treated like a curiosity. She knew why she was there, to rally support for a second front in Europe to help ease the pressure on her country. During a speech in Chicago, she finally let her true feelings show. Standing before a massive crowd, she delivered a powerful, impassioned plea. She said, "Gentlemen, I am 25 years old and I have killed 309 fascist occupants by now. Don't you think, gentlemen, that you have been hiding behind my back for too long?" The crowd erupted in thunderous applause. The tone shifted immediately. They were no longer looking at a novelty, they were looking at a hero. She toured the country, her story captivating everyone she met. She even struck up an unlikely friendship with the First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, who deeply admired her strength and conviction. Woody Guthrie, the famous folk singer, was so moved by her story that he wrote a song about her called Miss Pavlichenko. She had successfully transformed from a soldier into a powerful ambassador for her cause. After the war, Lyudmila returned to her studies, completing her history degree at Kiev University. She became a historian and a researcher for the Soviet Navy, her life forever marked by her extraordinary experiences. She never glorified war. For her, it was a grim, necessary duty performed for the survival of her homeland. She was a wife and a mother, a scholar who had seen the very worst of humanity, but chose to dedicate the rest of her life to building a future. Lyudmila Pavlichenko's story is a profound reminder that heroes come in all forms. She wasn't born a warrior. She was a student who answered the call of her time with unmatched bravery. She danced with death not for glory, but for life, for her people, and for a future free from tyranny. Her legacy isn't just in the number of kills, but in the indomitable spirit of a woman who refused to be underestimated and changed the course of history. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the life of Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Her story is one of so many that deserves to be told. If you found this as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories of remarkable people from history. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what you think about Lyudmila's story. We'll see you in the next video.